understanding yourself as a moving water being means these things come in, but with the right movement, hydration, intention, great diet, cheerfulness. Cheerfulness does a huge amount of work on microplastics. I'm sorry to put it that way, but you are a flow system. You are going to be assaulted. Things are going to come in, and by virtue of a whole way of knowing about yourself, they're going to flow back on out. So I think that's a beautiful conversation that we've kind of laid open to begin to explore for each of yourselves, of being so resilient. Whatever flows towards you, you're just going to be able to fluidly handle and apply mercy to it, right?
Agreed.
Beautiful.
I always consider the resonance state the harmonizer, and that if we're able to not only embody a coherent resonant state, but a powerful one, we become neutralizers, not only for our own bodies but for others. And in holding those states, we help others remember how to embody those states. And then on a practical level, I wanted to say, some people have talked about chia, putting chia on their cereal. It has to be hydrated overnight, Gina named. A lot of people think, oh, chia, they'll just throw it into things, but it actually needs to be hydrated. That wasn't as fun of a topic.
Can we make it fun? I'm dying to say something.
Yeah, do something to make that one fun.
The water unit next to your upstairs bathroom is the same thing as going on when you walk on the ocean. When you're on the ocean, you are picking up now you really get water's information, right? When you're walking on that sand and the ocean that is making huge amounts of electrical charge, people being in the presence of the frequencies that were being released. And now we get to just slightly turn the conversation, like we brought you to the electrical conversation. We brought you to the you're a body of water conversation. Oh my gosh, we brought you to the water as information. And now we're just gonna let you know that water as information comes in as frequencies. Mm-hmm. And so, Brittany, when we were talking about you being outside and having your feet on the grass, that grass is releasing a frequency. And in the native traditions, the way they would speak about that is the grass is singing its song to you. And this is a whole way of being, of starting to collect all the songs that are being sung to us that were previously silenced because we didn't know that grass could sing to us and share its passionate love for humans. I mean, there is a conversation that's happening around the planet about how we are the apex species, which is trashing everything. And yes, that's true, but there's a deeper truth, which is all of the planets, all of the living creatures are conspiring to help us. They're there for us. They want to help us. They know it will help all of them as well. So relying on our hearing the singing of the other living things that love us and want to care for us, and that we want to respond to. This is a completely different way of living. So when you're at the ocean and the song of the ocean, literally we hear the song of the ocean is coming in, we're receiving that dramatically. So we get it. And then we can transfer that experience to when we're walking the path on the pine needles, or someone brings us a bouquet of flowers, and we get that they're singing to us, that they are conspiring to help us, because we're all living creatures, and all living creatures want to help the creature next to them, to be in relationship. So sound is also hydrating. And we're not going to get to open that larger question except in the course, but at least we got that information to you, and you can begin to activate that in your life. We use a lot of sound and frequencies to cope with the crazy world we live in.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Gina, for resuscitating the space. It's so funny. I went into this, I have to answer all the questions. And then I went up here, and then I was like, I felt the whole, it's wonderful though, because we actually depart from coherence in order to exercise the muscle of coming back. So that's all of it. And I'm feeling just so inspired by what you just shared. Oh, receiving the song in every moment. And I remember now a story one of my mentors, Dr. Jim Jellis, told about his mentor who lived 5 miles from the ocean, an elder osteopathic doctor. She could feel it when the tide shifted. Her system was that attuned to these, right? That harmonized with the larger forces of nature. We're all capable of that. I love how you're naming how our imaginations really just need to get on board with what's true and what's possible. That's the beginning of our learning. For information on our more extended trainings, which offer continuing education credits for providers of all kinds, email us at practices@flowismedicine.com and be sure to follow us on social media.